In 2015, world leaders came together at the United Nations to develop a plan to end poverty and inequality around the world while protecting the planet from the effects of climate change.
They agreed on 17 global goals, called the Sustainable Development Goals.
For every person that watches this video all the way through, Live Nation and AJR will contribute $1 to help achieve these goals.
Goal 17 is all about partnerships.
We need to develop as many partnerships as we can across the world. Corporations, governments, academia, foundations, and every one of us.
If we're going to achieve the global goals by 2030, everyone needs to be a part of the process. That's why we have so many partnerships on tour.
There are a lot of artists doing a lot of things nowadays to help make their tours carbon neutral. People like Billie Eilish, Shawn Mendes, even Coldplay said that they're not going to tour anymore until they can actually make their tours completely carbon neutral. We're doing what we can by working with a lot of companies and creating all these partnerships to make our tour as sustainable as possible. So because we're an independent band, we actually have to have a lot of partnerships. When you're with a major label, they have everything in-house. They have publicists, merch companies, all that stuff in-house. So we actually have a lot of partnerships because we're independent. And one of our main partnerships is with our merch company. So what we're doing is we're planting trees. We're gonna plant a tree for every single order that we send out this holiday season. And the tree is actually gonna pull carbon out of the atmosphere over its lifetime, pulling out the carbon that we put into it by shipping these items. And obviously it's not a perfect solution, but we're doing what we can with these partnerships to try and alleviate the climate crisis. Two of the most important partnerships we have on the road are with the venues and with the bus company. We work with the venues to get something called a rider, which is the food and materials that are provided, and then some of it we bring back to the bus for us to use on a day-to-day basis, and that's called the bus stock. Starting with cups, we use as many reusable cups as possible. These are glasses, and we have mugs here as well. In this mug, we have two different types of silverware that we use. One is actual silverware. In the venue, sometimes we use this and it might look like plastic, but it's actually bioplastic and it's recyclable. Sometimes we get bulk items for the bus like coffee and sugar, and we move them into these large containers as not to have as many plastic containers around. One of the other partnerships we have on tour is with the incredible organization called March for Our Lives. It's a student-run organization. So at a bunch of the dates of our tour, we've had students come and set up booths in the lobby to register people to vote and educate our fans about gun sense legislation. Why was it important for you to get involved with the organization?
So Parkland happened in my community of Broward County, South Florida, where I grew up, and I also live in Orlando, Florida, where Pulse happened. So we're kind of known as the gunshine state, or the generation of mass shootings, and that's not something that we want to be labeled as. Frankly, we're over it. So now we're out here fighting every single day to make sure that nobody goes through what our community went through, and we're tired of going to vigils, we're tired of planning vigils, we're tired of these anniversaries. We're just ready to fight and make sure that this never happens again, and it's just a part of history.